Welcome to episode 3 of Yelling at Pigeons. Today is Tuesday, August 13th. And Luke, what we got this week?
We did it again. The U.S. comes out on top. Men's basketball, especially. I mean, first of all, gold medal count, we tied. Overall medals, we won. So, big dubs as usual. That men's game was the last few minutes of that game was like some of the most fun basketball I can remember in a long time. Like, it was like NBA Finals-esque, like Game 7, basically. And Curry defeated the not clutch allegations.
Yeah,
he was awesome.
Curry could not miss. Was it like 4 straight threes in the last 2 minutes or something like that?
And in like 2 or 3 minutes, he went crazy.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Because they were close. Like, we won by 11. If you looked at that, you'd be like, oh, okay, U.S., good for France. They kind of hung around. U.S. handled them. But, man, it was like a 2-possession game until Curry got hot with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, and one of the shots was with 2 defenders in his face, and he had wide open guys on the corner. Yeah. And he was just like, nah.
Not just wide open guys. He had the all-time Olympic men's leading scorer wide open, and someone who many call the greatest player of all time. I won't get into that, but many call him that. LeBron wide open. Yeah. So KD and LeBron wide open, and he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm feeling it. And I'll just cashes it.
2 guys have their hands in my face, and I'm going to pull up.
He's a maniac. Yeah. He had 24 points, 8 for 13 from 3. Just awesome. I loved the call. Did you hear the call from the French announcer?
Yeah.
Incredible. The devil named Curry is hurting us. Just an all-time instant classic.
Yeah.
Like that call is going to be used, maybe not by actual announcers, but by Twitter for the remainder of Curry's career.
Me after I try Indian food for the first time.
Yeah. So, man, it was awesome. But also, shout out to Wemby, because Wemby had 26 points. Like,
yeah,
he led all scores. That was leading for both teams. 26 points. A 20-year-old going up against the giant that is U.S. men's basketball. And
did you see,
leaving with silver, but a good game.
Did you see what he said after they were like asked him how it felt, like, tough loss, and he said something like, it shows that these guys should be worried about me in the league.
Yeah, I love that. They should be. He's going to break basketball.
He's going to be so fun to watch.
I want to go on record. This is a pro Wemby podcast.
Yeah, I
at least speak for myself.
I love Wemby. He's an alien. Love to watch him play. He's going to be fun.
Now, I do want to give some credit to. I'm not even going to say I might butcher this name. I will butcher this name, but I'm going to try it. Gershon Yabusele. Close enough. 20 points and absolutely posterized LeBron for France. So that was a cool moment for him, and could possibly see him get into the NBA with a game like that. I want to say I heard Cleveland was interested. Okay. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I misunderstood, but I heard something like that on Twitter. So it would be cool to see. I'd like to see him get a shot. I'm surprised the Spurs aren't knocking on his door.
Yeah, it's tough that the summer league's over, because it could have been easy for him to get some. Or is the summer league still going on? I don't really.
No, it's over. Yeah, but he could have got a summer league deal and maybe played well there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That would have been cool.
Also, speaking of the Olympics, I told you about this. I'm gonna stand on the table for wrestling, but also women's wrestling in general. I know a lot of people probably are like, oh, this guy's gonna talk about wrestling, and nobody watches it, but I enjoy it, and there are a lot of people that do watch it. But before this year, our women's team has only ever won 2 gold medals, which were recently, but this year we had 2 combined. Like, we had two women, Sarah Hildebrandt and Amit Elor, both won their weight classes. Elor was only 20 years old, so that's crazy.
That's wild.
And we also got a bronze and a silver. And it's just wild to think about, because like when we were in high school, women's teams just did not exist. Like, there were no teams for girls to wrestle. So when they were competing against guys at like the high school level, which is tough. And now that number is quadrupled. So like there's like 50,000, I believe, female wrestlers in high schools. And then just so many more teams, and like D1 colleges are picking it up. And like, I just think that just is going to go up from here, especially with our
cool.
women going out there and showing girls that like, hey, we can wrestle too. And our men's team kind of laid its stinkers the first time since I believe 84 that we didn't have a guy on the men's side in freestyle win a gold medal, which is rough.
Wow.
We had a bunch of guys that were very capable of doing that. But just got the cards had to fall in the right way, and they just didn't have their best days. But yeah, just really cool that like women's sports are in the United States are going up, and that
the ladies all around kind of carried. Like they had the vast majority of the medals for us.
Yeah, the swimming team just like much better than our men's swimming team this year.
Yeah.
So I just think that's really cool. Yeah.
Love to see it.
Yeah. So
love to see it.
That's my little rant on women's wrestling.
I do want to get a little bit of a hard pivot here, but still sports. I want to get into some preseason football.
Okay. Hand up.
Can't help it.
I did not watch much this weekend. I was working, so I like caught bits.
Yeah, that's fair.
Did a little bit of score watching. I looked at some stats, but that doesn't really show. Stats don't always show the whole story.
Yeah, that's always the case. It's always the stats help, but they don't tell everything. But no, I couldn't help myself. I had a decent amount of free time, so I consumed what I could of the preseason games. And starting with, football season, I got my Stevie jersey on. But man, speaking of the Bills, Caleb Williams, we played against the Bears.
Okay.
I know it's just preseason, and it's not a hot take. He was the number one pick. It's supposed to be a generational talent. He might be him. He looked good. I don't know if you've seen his highlights or his clips.
Yeah,
he
I
looked
saw some
sharp.
clips. Yeah, he looked good.
Mahomes-esque, Allen-esque. Like he's got that ability to make those plays that don't make sense. Even though he didn't do anything too crazy, you can just kind of see it. You know what I mean? It looks like it's translating.
And a big bonus for him is he's starting his career with playmakers.
Yeah,
which is awesome.
He's in a much better situation than Fields, for example, when he got there, when he first got to Chicago.
Yeah, so it's really exciting to see him. And I know Jaden Daniels, another rookie, he had that one pretty good pass. I think he only threw the ball 3 times when I looked at
but he had that rushing touchdown too, which was apparently an audible. So, football IQ.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Another rookie I want to talk about, Joe Milton.
Yes.
He was out there slinging it.
Bazooka Joe
had a cannon. I don't think he's going to fight for the starting job, just because you can't pick a guy as high as they picked Drake May and then throw your late round draft pick in. Also, I know we gave him some hate last week, but JJ McCarthy. He didn't look. He threw an interception, but he didn't look bad.
He was kind of on par though with what we said.
Mm-hmm.
We said he's probably not going to wow you with a lot, or at least I remember that what I said was, and I think you agreed, was he's probably not going to wow you with a lot of crazy throws. Like, how do you make that throw?
Yeah.
But he's going to be accurate. He's going to put the ball where it's expected to be, which is fine. You can win with that. It's just not, I don't think he's like a really special player. But he played well. So I don't really think it was shocking. He had a good game, and, good for him.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and again, when he gets into the regular season, he'll have targets, some pretty good targets to work
he's
with,
in a really good
awesome
spot to succeed. If he got drafted by, probably Washington, Jaden Daniels, I don't think he could carry the load the way Jaden Daniels will attempt to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It would be a lot more difficult. Another rookie QB, Bo Nix, another one I'm not high on, who had a good game.
He
I'll give him
well.
credit. He played well. He outplayed Jarrett Stidham, but he also had 3 more drives than Jarrett Stidham. Jarrett Stidham only had the first 2, which is also against the ones. He got 5 against the backups. I think they're switching this week, though. I think that was the plan before even week 1. They laid it out ahead of time. I believe Bo Nix is going to start, and then Stidham will come in. So they can go neck and neck. And then Zach Wilson's also there.
Yeah, so how do we feel about Zach Wilson in that situation? It just feels like 3 guys that anybody can start at any week during the season.
Mm-hmm.
Just depending on what the last week looks like.
Yeah, it kind of feels more like it's going to be Nix or Stidham at this point, but I guess you never really know. It's really, a 3-card race, so we'll see. But QB that's not a rookie, but I thought looked good. I don't know how much you got to see of it. I'm sure you wanted to see all of it if you didn't. Justin Fields.
Yeah, I saw
On the
some
surface,
clips.
if you just see the clips of his fumbles, those obviously are bad. He did have 2 fumbles.
Yeah.
Inexcusable. Although the one, after saying that, I'll immediately make an excuse for. I actually didn't see the second fumble. I just know he was recorded with a second fumble.
Yeah.
The one I did see was on a snap. You were the new team, new center.
Yeah.
That's what preseason's for. I don't think that's a huge deal. The other one I didn't see, so I don't know. Don't want to have 2 fumbles, obviously not good. But aside from that, 5 for 6, 57 yards.
Yeah,
and I think he had like 10 rushing yards or something. So, I mean, I think be happy with that performance.
Yeah, he had 2 rushing yards.
2 rushing yards. Okay. That's still.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
You would take that. Did you get a chance to watch most of that game or any of it?
I did not. I just saw some highlights on the Steelers app and just looked at those. But they lost, but it's preseason. Wins and losses don't matter in the preseason. Was it the Lions before they went 0-16?
They were undefeated in the preseason. Yeah.
And they were.
It's just a battle of the backups. Who has better backups? Yeah. There's like a lot of Bills fans were worried. The sky's falling. They look so bad, and I'm like, well, aside from the O-line, we looked fine when the starters were out there. The reality is, if Josh Allen gets hurt, that team is screwed anyway. So it's like, as long as Josh Allen looks okay, we're ready to roll.
I'm excited. I hope Russell Wilson gets some snaps during the preseason. It'd be cool to see him in a Steelers jersey getting some play time.
Like to see what he can do. Going back to some rookies, not a quarterback though. Rookie wide receiver Jordan Whittington out of Texas for the Rams. I was watching that game yesterday. The guy was balling. I remember him a little bit from Texas. I don't watch a ton of college football. I think I'll probably be more into it this year with College Football 25. But I usually just mainly pay attention to Ohio State. But I do remember him making a couple plays. So when I saw him get a catch for the Rams, I'm like, oh, okay. He seems familiar. And then he ended up proceeding to have 5 more catches. He had 74 yards. Really good game, unlike his QB, Stetson Bennett. Who had 4 interceptions.
Yeah. Hey, game-winning touchdown, though.
I did have that in my notes, too. I said 4 interceptions, but in all caps, but he did throw the game-winning touchdown. So kind of saved his job with that.
Now, that kid from Texas, what round was he drafted in? Because we know that the Rams just find gems down the board.
Yeah. I think he was later on, like mid-round.
Okay.
For some reason I want to say 4, but I could be way off. It's
Which
just
would make
sticking
so
out.
much sense.
So I'm going to go with my gut on that and say 4.
Yeah.
I meant to mention this when we just talked about the Bills, but I just briefly want to say I think I might be out on Mitch as a backup. He looked really bad.
Yeah.
Like, obviously we've known for some time now he's never going to be the starter that like the Bears thought he was going to be. But I was like, maybe he can be a really good backup.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw in the towel just yet because I like Mitch. But man, if I didn't like him, the towel would be gone. I wouldn't be able to see the towel.
That's tough.
He did not look good at all. So
there's one more thing that I have. I don't know how much more you have on preseason, but this is like
I don't
the
have
time
anything.
of the year where we see new guys on new teams. Tyrod Taylor's a Jet.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Yeah, only reason that wasn't one that caught me off guard was because it's in my division and it's our old QB.
Yeah.
I was really sad to see him go to the Jets because he's a stud. I would
would
love for him to be the Bills' backup.
I was looking through box scores today and I was like, there's no way that's Tyrod Taylor. And
shout out to Rod.
Sure enough, he's Tyrod. Yeah, I was just shocked, which is, I mean, good for him, still finding jobs out there.
Hey,
I think he's
if Rodgers
a great
goes
backup.
down again, if Rodgers goes down again, Tyrod can win them some games. Win them a lot more than Zach Wilson did.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Big time. He's a good game manager for sure.
Yeah,
but can also sling the ball a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, one last note on preseason, which happened after I made my notes for today. The Bills signed Ben DiNucci.
Oh, so Ben DiNucci
got some Italian in the locker room. I think he's only going to be there for a week or two. Mitch missed practice today, and the third string hurt his neck, so we had to get somebody unless we wanted Josh Allen to start the whole preseason game.
Yeah, we're done with that.
Yeah. If you don't have anything else for football, I'm ready to move on to movies and TV, as I have it listed in my notes.
Movies and TV. Yeah, I'm taking with football.
Starting with Ben Affleck is going to star as Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
I actually texted you about this, and I was like, or maybe we were on the phone, and I was like, I do have one question. I feel like we're all thinking, and you finished my sentence before I did. It was, is he gonna say it?
I don't think so. Did you see? I looked at some articles the other day just because I was, or maybe it was yesterday. Just because I was like curious to see what people were saying. Apparently, Hulk Hogan has already threatened to sue if they don't.
And they haven't even made it yet.
They haven't even made
funny.
it yet. He's already like, if you do me wrong, I'm going to sue, and he's already sued for the the situation we said before.
Yeah,
he got like 130 million out of that. So he's like, if I listen, he's a winner when it comes to suing, and I mean, I'd be quick with that trigger
Sue
if
King.
I was ready to make that much money.
Man, so he said that and got paid 130 million.
Yeah, because it was like a recording that was
illegally recorded.
Yeah, so he got 130 million. So
man, that's crazy.
He so he's already like, yeah, I will sue you if you don't do this right.
It'd be interesting to see if he could win a lawsuit for that this time, because it's not their fault. They know he said that. Like, they're not the ones that illegally recorded him. Yeah. At this point, they know he said it.
I do believe some of it is covering that lawsuit as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so he's going to say it. He's going to say it. Speaking of someone saying it, we learned that there is a live-action Lilo and Stitch coming out.
Yeah,
next summer.
Super excited.
Which is, I'm excited too. Probably shouldn't be. Did just over the weekend celebrate my 27th birthday. Probably shouldn't be excited about a cartoon.
Yeah.
But here we are.
It's
Lilo and Stitch, one of my favorite.
That's true. Live action. It's not a cartoon.
One of my favorite Disney movies. Love Stitch. But if you watch the release promo at the 3-second mark.
Okay. I never watched this video.
There's some stuff. Okay. Yeah, I sent it to you on Twitter. So maybe we have to get a new Stitch. We might have to find a new actor.
Maybe.
A new what was the Lilo and Stitch 3 where they had like a different color Stitch that was his friend or whatever?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get that one to play him.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
No, it was obviously not what he was saying, but it did come off a little bit shocking when someone pointed it out. I was like, oh, hold on. It did kind of sound like that.
Yeah. And then Monsters Inc. Land.
Yes.
Disney
I'm excited for this.
Announced. I do love Monsters Inc. I did see that there's probably potential that they're going to take out the Muppets 3D show, which is near and dear to my heart. I love the Muppets.
Yeah, R.I.P. Pay respects.
But so, while I'm in Florida, I might have to run down there and see it one more time, just in case.
Yeah. Say your goodbyes.
But
they're not starting construction until next year, so you got a little bit of time.
Yeah. Well, if they do take it out, I'll just have to run in there and say, put that thing back where it came from, or so help me.
There you go. Nice. Way to tie it together. This ride is really cool. The ride, now, it's more than just a ride, but the ride is something that, and I'm sure this is not a unique experience to me. I'm sure a lot of people had this thought. But the first time I went to Disney, I was like, they should have a Monsters Inc. ride where it's like a hanging roller coaster, and you are one of the doors going through the whole facility. Yeah. And that's exactly what this ride is. So
that's going to be awesome.
They hit the nail on the head with that. I'm excited to try that out. Haven't been to Disney in a while, but that might lure me back.
Yeah,
just expensive,
I know in Magic Kingdom they have the scare, or it was a scare floor, but the laugh floor where the aliens will get up and the monsters, the aliens. It's Monsters Inc. The monsters will get up and tell jokes and stuff, and so I'm sure that's going to be part of the Monsters Inc. world.
Yeah, they should revamp the laugh floor where it's just an open mic, but then when you're about to go up, you pick a costume.
That'd be awesome.
Monsters. And you just go up there and give a quick 5, 10, stand up. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be good.
What did you watch this week? Did you have any time to watch anything other than sports?
I started Love Is Blind UK.
Nice.
Which is
nice. Haven't started it myself.
Haven't really dove too deep into it. I'm trying to figure out what all their jargon means.
Yeah.
It's Mads, isn't it? That's they say that all the time.
It's mad, bruv.
It's Mads, isn't it? With an S. Multiple Mads.
Yeah, there are multiple Mads in this show. Maybe there are. Is there multiple people named Madison?
No, they're just talking
multiple
about
Mads.
Something being mad.
That'd be funny if you just misunderstood them and the guy was just sitting down. And he's like, "Oh, who is it?" It's Mads, isn't it?
That'd be funny. But yeah, so I haven't really dug too deep into anything. A lot of the Olympics, going on my WWE journey, watching SmackDown and Raw, but hasn't
nice.
Nothing crazy happening. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
I haven't seen Love Is Blind UK, but Love Is Blind US, guilty pleasure.
Yeah,
love that show.
Yeah,
such an interesting concept, and there's so many people on there that are. It's one of those shows you watch and you shouldn't be so locked in, but you're watching it and you're like, "What are you doing? You're so stupid."
And honestly,
it's so fun.
Any of those Netflix reality shows are my guilty pleasure. I watch.
Yeah.
As soon as they come out, I'm watching the first couple episodes and have to wait a week for the next 3 to come out, and I just get drawn in.
Yep, I'm the same way. Which actually leads me to my next point. What I watched this week, I restarted The Rehearsal by Nathan Fielder.
Yeah.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
Nathan Fielder.
Yeah. Great show. If you haven't watched it, it's on Max, I believe. And then
you got to see it.
Nathan For You is a great show. I believe that's on
all
Hulu
time.
still.
Sounds right. It might also be on Max.
Okay.
It might be a Max and Hulu. Might be a double.
Great shows.
Yeah, fantastic.
He went
hilarious.
To one of Canada's best business schools and got really good grades.
Graduated with really good grades.
Really good grades.
Really good grades. If you haven't seen The Rehearsal, it's a little different from Nathan For You if you have seen that comparatively. Basically, this would get to my next point, but he helps this lady try to decide if she wants to have a kid. So he puts her up in basically her dream house, her ideal, like, if I had a kid, I'd like to live in this situation, da-da-da. Puts her in the house. He simulates raising a child from newborn to 18 years over the span of 12 months. So I think every 4 hours they have a child actor baby that's filling the role so that she can experience being a mother. And because of child labor laws, they have to replace it every 4 hours. Plus they need to age it so they can get to 18 years old.
And also
12 months.
They can't work overnight, so they will put a fake baby. They'll put a fake baby in there that will just
robot
cry
baby
overnight. It's awesome.
There's a guy on there who crashed his Scion TC about a year ago going 100 miles an hour. But he lived. That was crazy. But yeah, no, the main point I'm getting at is the raising a child, simulating raising a child in a shorter span of time.
Yeah.
And it gave me this idea. They need to let Nathan Fielder's sick brain design a dating show.
Yeah.
Take just two hot people from Love Island or whatever who have never had to really fend for themselves.
Yeah.
And just put them in this home. Just build a little stick fake home or whatever, real home, I don't care. The point is, do this simulation where the two, maybe you set it up a week they have to choose who they're going to be with. And then once they choose, they have to go into this home and simulate raising a child from newborn to 18 years. And it's all produced by Nathan Fielder. So he can throw random wrenches in the experience and stuff. It would be the greatest dating show of all time.
How fast do you think they tap out? But also at the end, if you make it to the end, you probably get some money.
Yeah, there'd have to be a prize, something,
a prize,
some kind of incentive.
If your baby gets hurt, or if you miss waking up, you lose some money.
Yeah.
If your kid gets addicted to drugs, you lose $10,000.
And I can see Nathan Fielder posting up outside one of the houses in all dark clothes, trying to sell the kid drugs when he's 12.
Just a bag of sugar. He's like, "Hey, you want some of these?"
Yeah. But as soon as the kid takes it, they and they get eliminated because they didn't do a good job telling their kid not to do drugs.
That'd be
just crushed up Smarties or something.
Yeah, he would have a field day with that, a Fielder day.
Field day.
I would watch every second of that. They could live stream it 24/7, and I would probably
Big Brother.
Yeah, I
would love that.
I would watch so much of it.
You just see Nathan crawling through the window at 2 a.m. and swapping the kid out.
That would be, oh man, that would be sick.
It would be so good. I would love that. Do you want to get into starting five?
Yeah, I like this week's topic.
I do have. It's up to you. I have we'll call it a Tuesday article.
Okay. Okay.
It's really not even an article. It's a post I came across about. So you know those websites where you can go on and find money, like unclaimed money that you might have.
Yes.
Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
And like you put in your name and your address and stuff, and it tells you, or your state. And so this post says, LeBron's cashier's check he may want to claim. It's about LeBron James.
Okay.
It says, searching through the Life Pro Tips subreddit, not really sure what that is, I came across the ability to search for unclaimed money. So naturally, knowing I had none, I actually did have $30 from a decade ago. I thought, surely some famous person has a ton of unclaimed money that they don't even know about.
Okay.
LeBron James was my first search. And I'll be darned. He has an $87,200 unclaimed cashier's check. They're like, imagine needing or getting that check and not vehemently searching for it to appear. It's exactly what they said. Now, they did go on to say, I can't be 100% sure that it is LeBron James, but I agree with them. I can't imagine there's another LeBron James in California with an $87,000 check that they don't need.
Yeah.
For any of you people out there getting ideas, they added, and I'm glad they did, because I should also remind you, it's almost certain you would get charged with fraud if you tried to claim it for him.
Please don't. Please don't. We're talking to you, Frack.
Yeah. If you're listening, don't do it. But isn't that crazy? Imagine having $87,000. You don't even
imagine
like
having
he has so much money that he doesn't even know he's missing $87,000.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Imagine having $87,000. Imagine having $87 missing.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
I would be if I found $87 right now. I would be over the moon.
If someone came up to you like, Caleb, I put your name in on this website and it said you're owed $87.20.
I'd say, all right, where's it at?
Yeah, it would be awesome. We'd be so excited. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of a cool story. I haven't seen anyone else talk about it. I think this person should try to get LeBron's attention somehow.
Yeah.
And maybe, just maybe, if he's a good dude, he'll cut him a little commission for finding it.
Yeah.
Here's 10 grand for finding it, because I didn't even know.
That's so much money.
Oh, maybe we could do that.
Ooh.
We'll pretend we found it. Start DMing LeBron, tweeting LeBron.
And guess what?
Erase everything I've ever said negatively about him.
And we could, and we would say,
see if
LeBron,
we get a commission.
We don't need a commission. Just come on the pod.
Yeah.
If you just come on the pod, LeBron, come on the pod.
That's the new money or dinner with Jay-Z. Would you rather have $87,000 or have LeBron James on your podcast?
Oh, that's tough, because you think like $87,000 is life-changing money. But at the same time, like, that's just going to blow this podcast through the roof. And
at the very least, you're going to find out if anyone wants to listen to it.
Yeah, because
you're going to get a lot of viewers.
Yeah.
Although something tells me I might not exactly click with the LeBron stans.
Yeah.
But maybe if I'm nice to him on the interview. I don't know. We'll find out. LeBron, come on the show. Come on the show. We'll find out.
Come on the show. Right?
We'll find out.
Bronny, come on the show.
Bronny, yeah. We could tell him about. Maybe it's him.
True. Maybe it's LeBron James Jr.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
That feels like a discrepancy that may have happened.
Yeah.
Maybe this person just uncovered a scandal. Was NIL legal yet when Bronny first committed to USC?
I believe so.
Oh, never mind. No scandal.
Yeah, because he was only there for a year, and it like just got.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Well, we almost had you, Bronny.
We almost had you.
Pro Bronny podcast, by the way.
Oh, for sure. Future goat.
Yeah. Okay, now we'll do starting five.
Yeah.
So if you guys aren't familiar with starting five, it's gonna come off as a top 5 list. That's not quite what it is.
Not really.
Yeah, we put them in positions based on like a basketball team. So, for example, I had an Arby's Meat Mountain as my center last week, and a chicken wrap from McDonald's, snack wrap, as my point guard. Mm-hmm. So, not necessarily a top 5. It can be confused as a top 5.
It really gives us an excuse to talk about things, and then to see what they would match up like in a basketball team.
Well, yeah, and then our dumb brains are like, wait, how's this? That's not sports, though. That doesn't make sense. And then we're like, wait, it is sports. It's a basketball lineup. And I'm like, oh,
yeah,
perfect sense. a meat mountain as a center. So yeah. So now this week we are gonna do. Last week was fast food items. Why we had a meat mountain center. This week we're going to do SpongeBob characters.
Yeah.
And I believe I have the first pick.
You do.
Because you had first last week.
I'm worried that we might have the same. We do have the same brain a lot of times, so I'm scared. Like I have a couple different players that I could pick first.
Some picks each other.
Yeah.
But our 1-1 could be different.
Yeah.
My 1-1, I'm kind of deciding on right now. I have a whole list, and I've been thinking about this all day. I think for my 1-1, I'm gonna go with a center.
Okay.
Anchoring down the court. I'm gonna go with Hans, the hand.
Yes, that was. I actually had him at a point guard.
Okay, fair.
So
hand, passing. I just figured size, like he's like picks up SpongeBob. You know what I mean? So like he feels like a big dude relative to the other characters. So I put him at center, but he's maybe he's a Jokic type center. He can pass. Yeah. So I went with Hans.
Good defense.
1-1 is Hans.
Good defense can swipe the ball away.
Oh, he's gonna get 1,000,000 blocks a game.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna get my guards right off the bat. I'm gonna go with a shooting guard. He can get some air. So he probably could play small forward. He's a decent sized dude. But I'm going with the Flying Dutchman.
That's a good pick
at shooting guard.
Okay.
I like can he dribble? Who knows? But he can catch a lob.
I had him on my list.
We're gonna bring Lob City here. And then I think we're going to go with some speed. So I'm going to go SpongeBob as the Quickster as my point guard.
Oh, okay. I thought about including that. Yeah. I do have a SpongeBob variant on my list.
Yeah.
I literally already forgot who your first pick was because I was checking off my names. Or my name for Hans. I was looking for
Dutchman.
It. Flying Dutchman. Okay. So you have just to re-clarify, Flying Dutchman at what position?
Shooting guard.
Okay. I like it. And then fast SpongeBob at point.
Yeah, the Quickster.
Like and De'Aaron Fox.
Are we saying we can take any iteration of SpongeBob?
Yeah, sure.
I like it. I mean,
I was gonna throw it out and see what you thought about it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I had one on my list, so I can't really complain.
Great.
All right, my next two picks. I'm gonna go with power forward. The Alaskan bullworm.
I had him as a center, but yeah.
Yeah. I had him kind of as a center as well, but I already took Hans.
Yeah.
Kind of wish I switched it up. In theory, I could tinker with the rotation.
Yeah.
But as it's drafted right now, Hans at center, Alaskan bullworm, power forward.
That's going to be a menace.
And my small forward is going to be none other than Huge Guy. If you guys aren't familiar with Huge Guy, I did have to look up his name. I do love SpongeBob. I did think of him. Can't pretend to have known his name. He's the guy that when Patrick walks out of the tunnel for the Olympics, he's on his back.
Yes.
That's Huge Guy.
That's so Huge Guy. I did not know that was his name.
Huge Guy is my small forward.
Okay. Great. Well, for my small forward, I'm going to go with a Wembanyama type player.
Okay.
I'm going to go SpongeBob when he had long legs at the prom with Pearl.
I like it. That came across my desk as well.
Yeah, he's going to be, him versus Huge Guy is going to be tough, but he's got the height, and he's got those long legs and kind of like a KD type small forward. And then I'm in the middle here. I think I'm going to go for my center. I'm going to go with the big sea monster from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie where they're singing "Now That We're Men," and then just the big one that lifts him up, and I like him a
really
lot.
Good pick.
It's going to be good to go against your down low guys.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough matchup. Battle of the bigs. All right, so I'm up.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with my shooting guard here and fill it out with none other than David Hasselhoff.
I had him as a small forward, but yeah.
Well, huge guy taking up that
Huge
spot.
guy.
Really big small forward with huge guy.
Yeah.
So Hasselhoff's gonna have to run shooting guard, but we'll make it work. And then back to me again. It's tough because I'm cutting out a lot of really good players here that I wish I could draft all of them. I really do, but I can't. I only get 5 spots. And my point guard will be none other than the lead singer of Boys Who Cry.
Boys Who Cry.
Shout out Boys Who Cry.
It's all about
16th birthday. On your 16th birthday. It's all about Pearl.
What's the other one?
All time.
I need 2-ply when I cry.
yeah. I actually forgot about that one. I remember the Pearl one though. But yeah, shout out Boys Who Cry, all time boy band. Give me the lead singer as my point guard.
Great, and then I just need a power forward. This guy plays ball. He's gonna get down low, but
I know who this is gonna be.
He's gonna look good while he does it. This is Handsome Squidward.
Oh, okay.
Handsome
Squidward's a great pick. Somehow didn't have him on my board.
Wow.
Slipped my mind.
Wow.
That's a great pick.
Yeah, Handsome Squidward.
Shout out Handsome Squidward. I thought you were going to... Well, you still have another pick, right?
No, that should be the end of me.
That's it?
The end of me.
Okay, let's hope not. Be a solo pod. But I thought you were going to take Larry the Lobster. All-time snub. Not getting
I was going to take him, especially if once I said that the Flying Dutchman could catch lobs. Like, who better to throw it than a lobster?
Yeah. Go ahead. I was going to say some honorable mentions. Obviously, Larry. Larry's a huge snub.
Huge snub.
Pearl at center would have been
I had Pearl at a center. The Cyclops from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Mm-hmm.
I had him
on my list.
I also had Dennis from the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
I had him on my list, and I was like, Caleb's not going to think of Dennis. There's no way. I almost drafted him just so you would be like, dang it, I forgot about Dennis.
Nope, I knew about
shout out
Dennis.
to you for remembering Dennis.
Then I had King Neptune and King Poseidon.
Yeah, same. I didn't have Poseidon because I think he's soft, but I did have Neptune.
He is. But he is, like another king we have bald. So just like LeBron James, like,
and Kenny the Jet Smith,
debatably.
We'll never know.
I had the Sea Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Sea Bear's
a good one.
But
the only problem is when the Sea Bear, look, if you're under the cylinder,
that's true.
There's a circle there. There's a boundary. There's a restricted zone, and that's
true.
He's not going to go in there, which you could argue is a good thing because he's not going to get the penalty for being in the restricted zone, but he might struggle to score in the paint.
Yeah. I had, what was I going to say? Oh, Patrick has the elastic waistband.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's going to be Michael Jordan in Space Jam reaching towards the basket.
Yep. I also had my SpongeBob variant. Wish I had a spot for him on the team, but huge guy kind of took his spot. I have it listed as Olympic SpongeBob. Truthfully, I could be combining 2 episodes. When him and Patrick fought.
That was the Friday
in the ring.
Olympics. Or Friday,
I thought so.
Cook games.
Yeah.
That's a great one. I had Doodle Bob at shooting guard or small
Doodle Bob.
Point
That'd
guard.
be like that's the exact equivalent of putting Pat Bev in the game.
Yeah.
Doodle
he's
Bob.
gonna get
just
under everybody's.
He's gonna screw everything up in the best way.
Yeah. Sandy Cheeks is Miss Appear.
Okay. I had just regular Sandy.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she would just get buckets.
But
Miss Appear, would be even better.
I had Fred. Great Flopper. I put Great Flopper next to his name.
I had Fred. So here's my thing with Fred. I had him specifically as an honorable mention, not on my actual big board.
Okay.
Because he's injury prone.
Yeah, but
he's got a history of leg injuries. Great flopper, but a history of leg injuries.
I was going to say is my leg. Probably, if we were doing a soccer lineup, on my list.
Yeah, that's true. But best ability is availability. And the man, just a history of leg injuries. It's tough, man. It's tough. I also had Bubble Bass.
Yeah,
I thought maybe he could, back people down in the post.
I had Flats the Flounder.
Also had Flats the Flounder. Have him listed right under Bubble Bass.
You may or may not have had this one. I had the Tattletale Strangler.
I did. I was thinking about putting him at small forward. He gives me a Ron Artest vibe.
I had him at power forward, but this has just become guys naming SpongeBob characters.
Guys naming SpongeBob characters. I also had Olympic Patrick.
Yeah.
And here's a deep cut. I bet you didn't have this one. The Gambler. which is actually Snoop Dogg.
Oh.
Yeah, from the
did
most
not.
recent. I don't remember if it's the most recent or second most recent SpongeBob movie. I think it's the most recent one.
Okay, I haven't seen either of the most recent ones.
He plays like it's an out of water scene, like scenes that he's in. He's just Snoop Dogg. He's the gambler.
I had Man
Ray. Man Ray was
yeah.
disappointed in myself for not finishing that with you. But Man Ray was high on my board. I don't know how I ended up without him.
Yeah, he was one of the first when we discussed this yesterday. He was like one of my
gotta take Man Ray.
Karen, I just think that Karen would, she's a robot.
She would be a great analytics assistant.
Yeah.
Perfect for that role.
Yeah.
Perfect for that role. I also had oh shoot, I just lost it. Sage. I had Sage, which is another new character. It's literally Keanu Reeves' head in a tumbleweed. I just thought maybe he could be the ball.
I looked up characters. I saw that and I had remembered seeing that from something. But yeah, I haven't seen that whole
movie, but that's one of the scenes I've seen, and I was like, what am I watching?
I like my draft. I don't know if there's much. I think I guess the sea monster is huge, so I'm not. I was thinking maybe the Cyclops, but
it's big.
The sea monster is awesome. I love that I got Handsome Squidward with the last pick, or wherever I got him. I don't know where I got him, but
it was last or second to last.
Yeah,
great value.
Patchy the Pirate was on there too.
Mm-hmm. I had Patchy.
Yeah, Kevin. I mean, he doesn't do anything, but
I didn't have Kevin, but that's a good one. Hi, Kevin.
Plankton would just be funny to have on the court.
He might be sneaky, hard to see.
That's true.
Popping around.
The ball's the same size for everybody.
Yeah. But you don't know where it's going next. I feel like
That's true.
He might have some sneaky handles.
That's true. But yeah, I like my list. I like your list too. I mean, there's so many SpongeBob characters. I love that.
I was gonna say it's hard to. I'd love to be like, nah, your list is trash. Mine's easily better. But I love so many SpongeBob characters. You could have named probably any 5, and I'd be like, it's a good list.
Yeah. So we'll see how it plays out. Huge guy. Did not know that. Forgot. I honestly blanked on him.
Huge guy was a good pull.
Yeah.
Huge guy was who I had just remembered when I texted you earlier and said, I'm bringing the heat for the starting 5. Make sure you're ready.
Yeah.
And Caleb was like, oh, I've already been ready. I'm ready to roll.
Yeah.
So
I'm honestly disappointed that you didn't have Handsome Squidward. Like, I thought you were going to.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was going to be your, 1-1. Like, and then
I'm disappointed in myself.
That he just kept falling. So I was like, I think I can get him late.
There's just so many good characters to choose from. Oh, there's one honorable mention I didn't even mention. And he was literally number 1. Smitty Warbenjagerman Jensen.
Yeah, he was number 1.
He was number 1. And I thought maybe if I mentioned it, you would be like, he doesn't count. We never saw him alive.
Oh,
but I'm like, he was in the show. We saw his skeleton. Corpse. He was in the show. And all we know about him really is that he was number 1. Also, so it sounds to me like a great point guard.
Also, we have disrespected a true captain in Mr. Krabs.
He'd be a great coach.
But would he though? No, he'd be an awful owner. He wouldn't pay his players.
Yeah, that's true. He would be the cheapest owner of all time. Yeah, but a lot of owners are and still somehow manage.
That's true.
At times. So if you give him a salary cap, he might have to abide by it.
Yeah. League minimums and all that good stuff.
That's true. He might be a rough owner. Just shout out Mr. Krabs.
But yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that's going to be a fun one for people to vote on. Hopefully they vote. Last week it was just me and you voting. So
all 2 votes. We had a tie. Dead heat.
I figured out we can put polls on TikTok, and now we have an Instagram and Twitter. Cool. So we'll just have people vote on everything.
I'm just gonna do go door to door.
Yeah,
and just give people a vote. Who won this draft?
What basketball team? Which of these 2 basketball teams would win this?
I'm just so competitive about that. I just forget to even tell them about the show. They're like, sir, you never told me why. Just leave it to the next house already.
Yeah, that'd be so funny. But yeah, what you were telling me earlier that you had a story,
about McDonald's.
About McDonald's, which is we talked about McDonald's last week with our fast food draft.
Fast food, yeah.
So yeah, what do you had?
It's not a very crazy story, but it was just I was up way too late, so I was very tired this morning, and this gave me the energy to get through the day. I swung through McDonald's. I'm like, all right, let me grab a McGriddle, something to drink,
Love a
get a little
McGriddle.
boost. Pull up, order, move through the line. The guy in front of me pulls away, forgets his bag, evidently, because I see them reaching the bag out the window. And she like flags him down to come back. So he puts the truck in reverse. And I didn't move, like, because obviously I would just cause a problem. I'm going to let him back up. She looks at me, signals, don't move. I'm like, all good. Already wasn't moving. He gets his bag. Everything's cool. I pull up to the window. And she hands me my food and says, "Thanks for being a legend."
That's
I was
awesome.
like, what a start to the morning. Now, some would argue she probably said, "Thanks for being patient." That's not what I heard. I heard, "Thanks for being a legend." And I was like, I am, you know what? I am a legend.
I'm a legend. That's awesome.
So, shout out to me for being a legend and not
shout out to
causing
you.
a problem in the drive-through. But that was the spark I needed to get through the day. The lady in the McDonald's window saying, "Shout out," or "Thanks for being a legend."
Yeah. Hey, and now look at us. Look where we're at. Made it all the way through the day.
Yeah.
Got to do some talking with the boys. Talking about, getting into bed late, sleep. I've been having some weird dreams lately. I don't know why I haven't been taking any melatonin or anything else.
Okay.
Just drinking a lot of water before bed, I guess. But
how weird we talking?
Well, I guess I can share the one that I had told you about. I saw bits and pieces of it. There's one that I was with my brother Tommy, and we were like,
shout out Tommy.
We were out at this like outdoor mall thing, and Mr. Beast was there, selling. Okay. He was giving out free grilled cheese, and he had a sign that said free grilled cheese, comma, and Mr. Beast burgers. And so people were going up there like, oh, look, I've had grilled cheese before. Never had the Mr. Beast burger. So they were like, order the Mr. Beast burger. And then the person would like handing them their burger. They'd be like, oh, that's, $10 or $15, whatever the price point was. And people were like getting real mad because it says free grilled cheese. So they didn't see the little comma there. And Mr. Beast.
So he was charging them for the burgers?
Yeah. The grilled cheese were free.
That's actually that's a Nathan Fielder strategy right there.
Yeah, it is. And I was with Tommy, and Tommy was just like acting weird the whole time, like just like asking weird questions. He was trying to go behind the table and help the people make the grilled cheese and the Mr. Beast burgers. Okay. And I was like, there's something off with him. He's not Tommy. But I like tried to take a picture of the sign and people getting charged, and Mr. Beast took my phone. Because he was like, you can't post this anywhere.
I have to come on the show and apologize.
He's like, I'm not recording. Why are you trying to record? And I was like, I guess that's a good point. And then I like saw Tommy. He was like starting to like look like woozy and look like he about to like fall down and stuff. And then I somehow saw security footage of Tommy bumping his head. So I was like, oh, Tommy has a concussion. So I like scooped him up and was like,
wait, running. So he was recording.
No, but it was from earlier. It wasn't from the Mr. Beast place.
Mr. Beast had no part in the recording.
Yeah, so I'm like carrying Tommy through this like it's like a labyrinth of like shops and stuff. And I'm like, like, do you know how to get here? Like trying to find where my car was. Like, how do we get out of here? And then I ran into somebody that I had known and was like, hey, you were just at the school where we were at. We were at a school for some reason. We're both grown out of school. I don't know why we were at this school.
Maybe it was the Mr. Beast thing was there. Some kind of pop up Mr. Beast thing.
I have no idea. It's like, and then so the guy was like, "Yeah, I'll help you." So we like start walking back. I was like, "Also, I don't have my phone, so I need to know how to get to the hospital." He's like, "All right, yeah, you just drive down this road, turn, take a left, and the hospital's right there." And I was like, "Okay, cool." Yeah, never got my phone back from Mr. Beast. And then we're like at the top of these stairs, and the guy pushes me down the stairs. So me and my brother just topple down to the bottom of the stairs.
The guy that gave you directions?
The guy that gave me directions. And so I like look up at him, and it like almost zooms in on his face. As I was like, why did
cinematic dream?
Yeah, I was like, why did you do that? And it like zoomed in on his face, and he looks at me and goes, "It's a dream. You're in control."
I mean, we're talking, this is Inception level.
Dude.
Stuff.
I'm sitting there, I still see your shadows in my room.
Yeah, Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD. Call me Juice WRLD. But alive.
Juice WRLD. You're Juice WRLD. Alive.
But so like I like wake up in the dream. I wake up and I'm in my parents' house, and I'm like, I don't live here.
Okay.
What's going on? So I like run into Tommy's room, shake him, and he's like, "What do you get off of me? It's 2 a.m. Like, what are you doing?" So I'm still like freaked out. So I'm like, I need to get back to Florida. And I like walk outside, and I'm like, "Where's my car?" I have my phone now because I have my phone. Don't check it or anything. And I just like close my eyes real tight in the dream. Real tight in the dream, and like open them, and a car appears, but it's like a beat up car, and I'm like, nah, that's not happening. So I like close my eyes again, open them, and it's like a super nice car, like a Supra, and
okay,
I start
the
driving.
Power of manifestation.
Yeah, well, it's a dream. I'm in charge.
Yeah.
And then I start driving, and then like the road turns into a Hot Wheels track, and then I'm like doing flips and like loops and stuff, and then my alarm goes off, and I open my eyes, and I'm like, that was a dream.
That's how it ended?
That's how it ended. And
that is... And you took nothing before this? No melatonin or anything?
Nothing. This was a nap.
You didn't like eat or drink anything abnormal?
No. This was a nap.
That's wild. That's wild.
I don't know what was going on.
The Hot Wheels track is crazy.
Yeah, like it was like there's boost pads and stuff on it, so I was like flying. But then that was yesterday. But this is the dream I want to talk about is the night before.
Okay.
I had told you that I had what I'm going to call a dream guest. I don't know if either of us...
I thought that was the only thing, and I was like, you have it listed in the thing as dream guest.
No.
What does that mean?
So this is multiple dreams. So this is... I had a dream that we had a guest on the pod. But it wasn't really like on the pod. We were streaming College Football 25 with them. And I don't think either of us want this person on the pod as a guest. Maybe, I mean, if we got the option, yeah, for sure. But like, as a dream guest is like a little bit of a stretch. I had a dream that we were recording with Josh Giddey. I have no idea where that came from.
Dream or nightmare?
Probably more of a nightmare. But like, why would I like Josh Giddey's Australian? Probably doesn't even watch football like that.
Yeah.
And
how old were you in this dream?
Now.
Okay.
So too old for him.
Yeah. So you're good. So that'll be fine.
Yeah, but I was just like, why did I rolled over and it was like 2 a.m. and I just wrote my notes. Dream guest, Josh Giddey.
That's funny. Yeah, you told me I wouldn't guess.
You would never. About. Why would anybody ever? Why would I have a dream about Josh Giddey?
Josh Giddey's a crazy pull.
Crazy pull.
Yeah, I don't even know how to. You're like, this isn't even someone we want on the show. Maybe. I kind of feel like, I don't know. Like Josh Giddey come on the show.
Come on the show. It would get us clicks. It would get us views. People would be like, "What does Josh Giddey have to talk about with these guys?"
Oh no.
Yeah, very confused. Yeah. So if I have some more weird dreams, I'll let you know. But
with random, scandalous NBA young stars.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's all I got for us. I don't know if there's anything else you want to talk about.
No, I think that about covers it. I think Be a Legend and Josh Giddey kind of sums up the rest of the episode.
Yeah, and pretty much like our lives.
Rounds it off. Oh man. Where can they find you?
I'm on Twitter, Caleb P. Crane, Instagram, Caleb Crane 12. We also have our Twitter is yellin' at Pigeons. Oh, I think we have 10 followers. You can find the poll on there if you're on Twitter.
No G, right?
No G. We keep the G for us. And then TikTok is yelling at Pigeons. We've been posting some TikToks on there. And then the Instagram is yelling at Pigeons pod, all one word. Trying to get some reels up, trying to get our views up.
We will.
Hopefully this week, Luke doesn't leave the recording early, and we'll be able to... I was
going to say, we have to talk about it on the show so we can remind me in real time. Because you were like, what should we do differently? Should we do this and that? I was like, we can just talk about it at the end of the episode to remind me not to mess up. So I'm going to put my cursor over the correct button right now.
The recording button.
It's there. All I have to do is tap.
Okay.
So the first 2 times I've hit the wrong button, screwed up the recording, and yeah, that's why the clips have been choppy and the sound,
Funky,
like the mouths have been off a little bit. Hopefully, this time when I end it right, I promise to you, I will end it right. Hopefully that means there'll be better clips this time.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Where can they find you?
You can follow. I was say also you can follow me on Twitter at Luke Schultz 56. I'm not really on anything else, so just follow the other Pigeons socials and follow me on Twitter.
Oh, Luke, you want to tell them about what you bought recently? Maybe we can do some like giveaways or something when they come in.
What I bought? What
today.
Came in the mail today?
No.
Oh,
what
okay.
What you ordered?
I was gonna say that I don't want to reveal that yet because I'm gonna show up to like any fantasy drafts I have with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Order some stickers. So if you want a sticker, hit me up. They won't be in for a couple weeks yet, but yeah, looks like that logo Caleb has there. That sick logo.
Hopefully this is on YouTube.
Die cut. Yeah. Yeah. If you're just listening, it's the logo you're looking at when you click your phone. But yeah, ordered just a handful. But if you're around and you want one, even if you're not around, and if you want one, we'll make it happen because we appreciate that you want one. So shout out to you guys for listening. If you stuck around this far, I'm about to try to hit the right button. So
see you guys.
Wish me luck.
We'll talk to you next week.